Morning to everyone. Today we are going to just revise everything whatever we have studied because tomorrow you are going to give, sorry, not tomorrow, on Monday you are going to give the grand test or weekly test completely based on the syllabus whatever you have studied till now. So that's why I would like to revise everything once. So here first we started with electric charges and fields where what kind of questions will come? That is what we are going to see here. The very first thing is the concept of charge. Based on the concept of charge, they will give the first question. Where the concept of charge comes from what? Where when you add electrons. So excess of electrons means negative charge. And when you remove electrons, deficiency of electrons gives positive charge. So that charge on a body always number of electrons added or removed times the charge of electron. So that based on this formula, the question can be asked. That is the very first thing, whether it is CET or NEET or JEE level, whatever may be the entrance. So the first kind of question what can come in this chapter is this one. So this is what illustration 1. So here I have written again clearly everything. Electrons added means negatively charged and electrons removed means positively charged. And also when you add electrons mass increases and when you remove electrons mass decreases and it becomes positively charged body. So everything I have written clearly, even what is the mass total added or removed, that also I have written formula for that. So based on this question can come. So the very first kind of question. So these are the things I have written, like what kind of question can be asked in the entrance. See, what is the concept is different, what kind of question can be asked is different. So that's why you need to understand the difference. And for everything I have given examples. Like for example, you take example 1. When a piece of polythene is rubbed with wool, a charge of is developed on polythene. So this much of charge developed. By looking at the charge, minus means electrons added, electrons received. What is the amount of mass which is transferred to polythene? So mass means this one. M equal to Ne, where N equal to Q by E. So Q is this one. So this is the Q value. Are you able to see the screen? Are you able to hear me? Because power gone and Wi-Fi got disconnected. That's why I'm asking again. Okay. So here in the question, there is a charge. So the charge value they have given in the data. E value we already knew it. Me, mass of electron is how much? 9.1 into 10 power minus 31 kg. This is the mass of electron. So substitute in this formula. So that's why you should know what kind of question can be asked every time in every chapter and what are the quantities associated with it and how to collect the data, how to calculate properly without any mistakes, silly mistakes. So here one more question is also there, just try it. Now similarly, the next kind of question what they can ask is based on Coulomb's law. What is Coulomb's law? We already knew. What is the Coulomb's law? If there are two charges, the electrostatic force between the two fixed charges, what kind of charges must be? Point charges. Separated by a distance r. What is the force magnitude value? K q1 q2 by r square. Where k value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, a constant. Where epsilon naught is how much? That is also constant. 8.85 into 10 power minus 12 Coulomb square per meter square per Newton. That is permittivity of free space. Now, based on Coulomb's law, how the questions can be asked? If you see the very first thing, suppose if same set of charges first placed at a separation r1, two charges separated at a distance r1 first. Now the force between them is F1. Now take same charges, now kept at another separation R2, as distance changed, force also changes. Now new force you consider F2. So initial case the force is F1 and the final case the force is F2 where charges are same but distance is different. So what is the relation between force and displacement? Sorry, distance inversely proportional. So F is inversely proportional to R square. So F1 by F2 what it will become? R2 by R1 whole square. These are called comparison based questions. Even same way they can also ask the question based on comparison like see here F and F dash are forces between two charges in vacuum and in another medium. One is in vacuum, one is in medium, or one is in air medium, one is in another medium. So what is the difference will come? In air means epsilon naught will come. In medium means epsilon naught times epsilon r will come. Where epsilon r nothing but k dielectric constant or else relative permittivity. So that the force in the medium is lesser than force in the vacuum or air medium. So that F dash will become F by epsilon r. That is what the relation between force in medium and force in vacuum. So here next thing. If F is the force between Q1, Q2 at separation R, initially there is a separation R between two charges and the force is there. If Q1, Q2 are charges on similar spherical bodies and when they touch each other and kept at some separation R, then new force is. See, this is called conduction. First situation is what? The first situation is they are separated by a distance R. So what is the force between them? K Q1 Q2 by R square. Now what you have done? You touched both of them. As you touch both of them, now the total charge will become Q1 plus Q2. But both are identical means the total charge now will be divided equally between them because charge is additive property, charge is conserved. So that after touching and separation, after you touch it and separate it, the charge on each body becomes how much? Q1 plus Q2 by 2, half of the total charge. Then you can find the new force where one charge is Q1 plus Q2 by 2. Another charge is also Q1 plus Q2 by 2. So that you will get new force. So that if you take the ratio, there is a relation between new force and initial force. So this way the comparison based question they can ask even based on the conduction concept. And here I have given the examples based on that. Please try to solve all the questions which are very helpful for Monday's test. So try to solve every question. Whichever you don't get it, then just ask me. So these are all questions which are related to complete Coulomb's law. So after Coulomb's law, what is the next concept based on which they will ask question in the entrance? That is based on force between multiple charges. Based on force between multiple charges means what? Multiple charges means if two charges are there, then they experience some force which is Q1, Q2 separated by R means force on this, both are equal and opposite. Maybe attraction or repulsion, depending on their sign. If one more charge is there, what happens? Then there are multiple forces. See here, when there are n number of charges placed at corners of polygon. Polygon means n sides. But in our syllabus, usually what they will mention? Either triangle or square. So the sum of all the forces you need to consider. Like here I have shown with example also. See, if you take triangle, there are three charges you can place at three corners. Now if they are asking what is the charge on Q2 suppose. So if you exclude Q2, how many more charges are there? One is Q1, another one is Q3. Two more charges are there. So that Q2 experiences two more forces. Between Q1, Q2, one force. Between Q3, Q2, one more force. And there is some angle between them. Now you will first calculate F12 separately, F32 separately. Then you will find the vector resultant. Where the formula for vector resultant is what? R square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. Similarly, here if you take four charges, here force on Q1 where they are placed at the corners of a square. So except this charge, three more charges are there. So there are three forces on that one. First you have to write each magnitude separately. Then here this F21 and F41 both are perpendicular. So what is the resultant will become if two vectors perpendicular? A square plus B square. If you know the two vectors which are perpendicular, then the resultant will become under root A square plus B square. That's why I am keep on telling first you should learn how to find the resultant. Then only you can get the things. Because if you take multiple force due to multiple charges, you take field due to multiple charges. In both the situations, we need vector formulae. Then only we can solve the question. Because the physics formula is simple. Force between two charges means K Q1 Q2 by R square. Field due to a point charge means KQ by R square. But rest everything depends on what? Vector addition. So please revise it. And if charges of equal magnitude placed at corners of equilateral triangle or square. See, remember if there is a equilateral triangle with equal charges at equal all the three corners or square having equal charges at four corners. Then in case of triangle at the centroid, the resultant force is 0 if you place any charge. Similarly, at the center of the square, if you place any charge, force on that also becomes 0. So here because in case of triangle what happens is three equal vectors, they act at an angle 120, 120, 120. Then the resultant will become how much? 0. The resultant of three vectors acting at 120, 120, 120 always becomes 0. Because you take any two vectors. Suppose here you take these two vectors. See this and this. The resultant will be equal to same and opposite to the third one. Suppose this is F, this is F, this is F. The resultant of these two also F, that is equal and opposite to third one. So that both get cancelled. So the resultant will become 0. And you have done same time kind of questions already in gravitation. But their mass, gravitational force, here, charge, electrostatic force. That is what you need to understand. Now, even I have given clearly how to find the resultant of two vectors also here. Resultant of two vectors having magnitude A comma B and angle theta, then the resultant formula is R square equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This is the resultant magnitude formula, where theta 0 means resultant A plus B. Theta 90 means resultant under root A square plus B square. Theta 180 means opposite direction, A minus B or B minus A. And also I mentioned special case. If A equal to B, both vectors are equal in magnitude, then what is the resultant for angle theta, for angle 60, for angle 90, for angle 120, for angle 180. So each and every specific case also I mentioned in this notes. Please just revise everything. Try to remember each and everything. And here I have given questions based on that. Like first question based on equilateral triangle. And here the question is based on square. So please try to solve it. Please try to understand the procedure. Not just try to understand the solution. Understand the procedure and apply to the any formula, any question. Then next thing, based on electric field. Now the question is about electric field. What is electric field? The effect of a charge on the surrounding charges, where there is a charge plus or minus. So due to a point charge at any distance r, the field is kq by r square, and field depends on force, because at any point electric field means at that point force per charge whichever is placed at that point. Electric force per unit charge is defined as electric field. And due to a positive charge at any point, field means away from it. Due to a negative charge, field is towards it. That is the field due to a point charge. Now, if you take suppose one charge and you placed in the presence of external electric field, then what the charge experiences? Charge. Charge is in the presence of external field means then only it can experience force. That's why when two charges separated, then one will produce field on another one, another will produce field on the first one, so that first one is in the presence of field due to second one. Second one is in the presence of field due to first one. That's why both experience electric force. So that is what the electric force on a charge placed in the presence of external field. But here you need to remember one thing. Magnitude is charge into electric field, but direction is different. If the charge is positive, the force is parallel to E bar. If charge is negative, force is anti-parallel to electric field. That means opposite direction. That is also important. And based on this, they can ask question like, if you keep a charge in the presence of external electric field, then electric force QE will act. Then according to Newton's second law, what is the acceleration of the particle? Force by mass. So there must be one acceleration. So that here charge is constant, electric field is constant, mass is constant. So acceleration is constant. And initial velocity is how much? 0. So acceleration constant means what kind of motion it is called? Uniformly accelerated motion. And for uniformly accelerated motion, what are the three equations we have? V equal to U plus AT. S equal to UT plus half AT square. V square minus U square equal to 2AS. So these are the three equations you can apply here also. Now, based on the same electric field, what is the other thing as we discussed? Principle of superposition or field due to multiple charges. Just before we have discussed, same way here also. But here at any point multiple fields, there at any point multiple forces. But again what you have to do? You have to go for vector resultant. If you know how to find vector resultant for 2 vectors, for 3 vectors, anything. If there are 10 vectors also, you have to take 2 and you have to find the resultant. Then you have to take 2 and you have to find the resultant. You have to reduce one by one step. So same way here again, triangle case they can give or square case they can give. So please try to understand the importance. Now, things which are apart from textbook, they will not give like this. See, while calculating electric force and field, don't consider negative sign. We must consider the magnitude and proper direction. Because field and force both are what? Vector quantities. There is nothing to do with sign. Only thing we have to take care is direction. Because both are vector quantities. And to find the resultant force and field, we should not add their magnitudes directly. You must apply vector addition. Then only you can get the answer. So that is what the things you need to take care while calculating electric force or electric field due to multiple charges. Next, here I have given again example. See, like find the electric field strength due to a point charge at a distance. Direct question. What is the formula? K Q by R square. Q given, R given. But here micro 10 power minus 6, centimeter 10 power minus 2. Conversion is most important. Without converting, if you do it, then you will get the wrong answer. And in the entrance, in the options, they will give the options logically. One option they will give without conversion. One option they will give with conversion. So that you will get the wrong answer, but you will not realize it. You will immediately tick that answer. So you may get negative mark. So please try to take care it. Now, there are 5 equal charges of Q placed at the corners of hexagon. See here. There is one hexagon. Hexagon means 6 corners will be there. But there are only 5 charges, equal charges. Q, 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 Q. Side length is A. Now find the electric field strength at the center here. See, first of all, hexagon means these all distances will be equal to side length. These distances also equal to how much? A. Each is a triangle. Equilateral triangle. Now here field means if you look at, see, this and this you consider. This field is down, this field is up. So both are equal and opposite because same charge, same distance. So these two get cancelled. Now you consider these two, this one and this one. So the fields are like this, equal and opposite. These two also get cancelled. Now the only one remaining is this one. So the field due to this one is this direction, that is KQ by the distance is A. So KQ by A square. That is the electric field. So this way you need to understand the multiple electric fields. Here 5 fields are there. But logically when they give simple logical question they will give. So that here 2 fields get cancelled. 2 more fields get cancelled. This field and this field get cancelled because equal and opposite. Similar way, this and this two also get cancelled because opposite direction, equal and opposite. Now, Prajna is telling, please join me to class, sir. Why I will object to you, ma? I gave the option to allow everyone. Okay. Based on, next thing, based on equilibrium. Based on equilibrium and null point. See, based on equilibrium means already we discussed, if there are two charges, you can keep one more charge on the line joining them, either in between or left side or right side, so that the resultant force on it will become zero. Or if two charges are there at any one point, either between or left side or right side, at any one point, the electric field, resultant field will become zero. That is what we call it as null point. We get a point on the line such that the resultant electric field at that point becomes zero. That point we call it as null point. But here we need to take care. Here I have written everything clearly. If Q1, Q2 both are either positive or negative, the null point lies between the charges. If both are either positive or negative, null point must be between them. So that you consider a point at a distance x from Q1, then the distance from Q2 will become r minus x. There, null point means the field due to both of them equal and opposite. Here I am showing, see, the field should be equal and opposite. But if both are positive, E1 right side, E2 left side. If both are negative charges, E1 left side, E2 right side. But in both the cases, E1 and E2 are opposite. If their magnitudes are so equal, such that if you adjust the distance x, then the resultant field will become what? 0. So if you take that condition E1 equal to E2, what is the condition will come? Q1 by x square equal to Q2 by r minus x square. That is the condition to obtain null point between two like charges. Two like charges separated by a distance r, where x is the distance of null point from Q1. So such kind of questions they can ask you. Next, if Q1, Q2 are opposite, then I told you either left side or right side you will get the null point. That depends on the magnitude of Q1 and Q2, and it always lies closer to smaller charge. Like here, first case, if Q1 less than Q2, then point lies near to Q1, left side, at a distance x. Then the distance from a Q1 is x, but the distance from Q2 will become r plus x. Now the condition will become this one. So that is the difference. Here also same thing. Two fields must be equal and opposite. Field due to minus Q1 towards, field due to plus Q2 away. So both are opposite directions. But if you consider the point between them, field due to negative charge towards, field due to positive charge away, both are coming in the same direction. So two vectors in same direction never cancel each other. So there is no question of null point. That's why the point will come either left side or right side. So similarly, if you take Q1 greater than Q2, then the point will come right side. So that way you need to understand. Now, here one more thing also they will ask. If two charges are there and where what should be the value of the charge, so that the resultant force on that charge will become 0. Resultant force on each charge becomes 0. Then I said you that if you want to find position, you find the resultant force on the third charge. If you want to find the charge value, third charge value, you have to find the resultant force on either Q1 or Q2. Any one you have to take. Like here I have taken, let force on Q1. So on Q1 force means due to capital Q1, due to Q2 another one. So total force should become 0. Then the value of third charge which must be placed is this much. So first you have to find position. Then you will get the X value. After that if you substitute here, then you will get the capital Q value. That is the method to find what is the third charge, not where the third charge should be placed. So there is a condition for where the third charge should be placed. There is a condition for what the third charge should be. Both conditions you need to understand. And one more thing also, you can balance a charge in the presence of external field in air. This also we have discussed that if a charge Q is placed in the air, then its gravitational force mg will act downward. And if you apply electric field such that equal QE will apply in the opposite direction. So that is possible when positive charge is placed in the presence of external upward field and when negative charge placed in the external downward field. Then the field value is such that QE equal to mg. So then the charge remains in equilibrium inside the air without any support. That is called equilibrium or balancing a charge in air with the help of external electric field. That is what another concept. So based on these things also I have given examples. So please try to solve all the questions. So this is how all the questions will come. So of course one more thing also there, that is based on electric dipole. So based on electric dipole, another concept is, so based on electric dipole means it is a combination of two equal and opposite charges, where the strength of the dipole is called dipole moment, which is defined as charge into distance between two charges. Now, the very first kind of question, what I said, they will give combination of dipoles. They will not give one dipole, they will give like this combination, where you need to split it into number of dipoles. Like minus 2q, if you divide as minus q, then there are two dipoles whose dipole moments are at an angle 60. Then again you need to use vector formula to find the resultant. That is the first kind of question they will ask based on the electric dipole. And afterwards, what is the electric field due to dipole on axial line, on equatorial line? That is the another thing, where the formula for axial line is this one. But there we will take one condition that distance of the point is very much greater than distance between the two charges. Then the L square value is negligible in the denominator. Then the axial electric field on the axial line will become 2 kp by r cube. Similarly on equatorial line, this is the electric field, and under the condition of again r greater than L, the electric field will become kp by r cube, such that if you consider 2 points, one is on equatorial line one is on axial line at same distances, like this is dipole, and you consider one point on axial line at a distance r from the center, and you consider one point on the equatorial line at a distance r. Then here field is EE, here field is EE, then E on axial line is 2 times E on equatorial line. So this way you please try to remember the formula, and this is the formula for electric field due to dipole at any point, random point at an angular position theta, where theta 0 means axial line, theta 90 means equatorial line. So this is how the questions will be asked. Even on Monday exam also, all these type of questions will come. Please revise everything. Try to understand each concept. Try to remember each and every formula, and try to practice all the questions whatever given, at least in this illustrations first, so that you will get confidence. Try to do well. So give your best. All the best. We will continue in the next coming class. Thank you all of you. Thank you so much.